Today I have a little book review for you. I don't know if I'm going to make this a regular feature of my channel, but I just wanted to share this little book that I came across recently. So I was at my local library and I was going through the cookbooks and diet books looking for some vegan ideas. And I came across this skinny little volume called The Compassionate Diet. The subtitle is How What You Eat Can Change Your Life and Save the Planet. So definitely a promising title, tiny little book, so I picked this up, check it out. The author's name is Arran Stevens, that's Arran, A-R-R-A-N. And I looked this guy up. Arran Stevens apparently is the co-founder of a company called Nature's Path that makes vegetarian and vegan foods such as breakfast cereals and those crunchy bars, stuff like that. I'm not really familiar with them, but that's what he does. So he wrote this little book about a vegetarian diet, which in his definition really is a lacto-vegetarian diet. So it excludes meat and eggs, but it includes dairy. And he has this little book about really why you should stop eating meat and all the different reasons why you should go vegetarian. It's really interesting. He starts off with what is vegetarian, the different types of vegetarian diets that are out there. He also, of course, mentions veganism, but it's not specifically a book about veganism. He goes through the health benefits, the ethics, how it affects the environment. He talks about organic foods. I mean, he really covers a lot of different topics. And then he has a chapter on something that is not usually included in the arguments for a vegetarian or vegan diet. Like, you always have the health, the animals, the ethics, morals, the environment, the planet, right? But he adds another perspective that I think is sometimes left out, and that is the spiritual perspective and the spiritual benefits of eating a vegetarian or a vegan diet. So he has a whole chapter on vegetarianism and world religions, and he goes through all of them one by one, from Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and he keeps going. And he has, for each one, he goes through important figures in that religion who advocated for a vegetarian diet, and through the benefits of the spiritual benefits of not eating animals. That starts from the consideration of your fellow creatures in this world and being compassionate, from a spiritual way of looking at it. So I found that very interesting. Now, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in God or in any religion or supernatural things. So it was still interesting for me to read this, just because it's not something I usually hear about when you talk about vegetarianism or veganism. It's often not included because some people are just not into it, and it's not a scientific thing. And usually people hit you with the hard facts about your health and the diet, the planet, nature, as far as environmentalism, but not so much as about humans' place in nature and how we should be compassionate to our fellow creatures as part of creation, and how God wants us to love them. And that is something that I found very interesting, especially when he talks about Hinduism and Buddhism and the idea of karma, and how you incur a karmic debt for if you eat the products of killing and suffering. That karma is bad karma that adds up. Right. So by eliminating animal products, you incur less karma, or you get good karma, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert in any of the religious stuff, but it's an interesting perspective, and makes this book really something that covers a lot of different areas and a lot of arguments about going vegetarian or even vegan. At least in the afterwards, there's part about veganism, and there are some arguments against eating even dairy and the products that he includes in his diet. So it's mostly about why you should go vegetarian, but it covers most, if you take it just a little step further, there's also lots of arguments for going vegan, of course. So it's an interesting book. I think I read this whole thing pretty much in one go. It's a short book, short chapters. I read it in one afternoon, sitting at the beach, one quiet day. and it was really nice. It gave me a lot to think about. It's good to have these reminders of why you're doing what you're doing and why it's a good thing, and it's just reassuring. And I think also for meat eaters, this would be a great book to get them into the idea of vegetarianism, or if somebody asks you why you're a vegetarian or why you're vegan, this would be something you could share with a person who's interested, because it covers so many different areas. And it would also be great for a member of any of these religions, to why it makes sense for them to go vegetarian or vegan, as far as having compassion for animals. So it covers really all of these perspectives. So it's definitely a book I would recommend. It's called The Compassionate Diet by Arran Stevens. Check it out. I'm probably going to buy me a copy, since this is from the library, you have to return it. But it would be a great book to share with friends, with omnivore friends who are interested in going vegetarian or vegan. So I'm definitely going to get me a few of these. And I think he also mentioned that part of the, said it somewhere, I'll put it in the comments. I think he was saying that 50% of the profits of this book go to some animal-related charity. So I'm definitely going to pick up a couple copies of these to share. Okay, so I found the place in the book where it says that all net proceeds from this book will be donated to charities that support a positive vegetarian lifestyle. So it doesn't specifically say which ones, but apparently Arran Stevens is making enough money with his Nature's Path company that all of the proceeds from this book will be donated to charities. So there you go. And also I wanted to mention that this book is also a great source of quotes. There's a lot of quotations from famous people, historical people who've talked about a vegetarian diet, and it's really a lot of great stuff about animals and about compassion, and wonderful quotations that you can share with others. So definitely recommend that. And there's a little bit of a summary in the last few pages where he really summarizes all of the arguments for a vegetarian diet and against meat eating, from the environmental, world hunger, ethics, pesticides. He's so many little, so very concentrated information, health-wise, cancer, cholesterol. It's packed in the last few pages. It's a great summary of really the whole book. So again, The Compassionate Diet, pick it up. I hope you enjoy it. So that was my little review of The Compassionate Diet by Arran Stevens. Check it out, hope you enjoy, and if you want to hear more from me and what I'm up to and what my thoughts are on stuff like that, please subscribe to my channel and follow me for more videos. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye!